Do you think that this restructuring that you've announced is going to be enough to cope with the aircraft slump as a result of COVID?
Well, first of all, thank you, Naira, for having me on your program this morning. Well, indeed, as you can see in our, first semester results, we first of all started the crisis looking at the safety of our people, and it continues to be our number one priority, and we have taken stringent measures to protect our employees. And we started the crisis with strong liquidities, more than 4 billion of total liquidities reserved, including 1.1 billion in cash. So we were in a good place. So, at the end of the day, cash is king, especially in a time of crisis. And as you've seen, we delivered the record free cash flow to shareholders, almost 400 million euro above last year performance. As you said, Aero is the segment hit most in this crisis, and obviously we were very agile, decisive into taking the right measures immediately in restructuring and indeed, restructuring our footprints as well.
Ilham, what sort of communication are you getting from the aerospace industry? What are they saying about a return to pre-COVID levels in production rates, or on the other side, further production cuts in wide-body jets? What are you hearing?
Well, it's going to take time, specifically, Naira, for the civil aviation, right? This is, again, the obvious one on everyone's mind. So it's an L recovery. It's going to take time between now and 2023 or 2025, even for the most, pessimistic. Having said that, until the vaccine is available, I'm afraid we won't see this sector returning to pre-COVID levels anytime soon. For us, it's a bit different because the civil sector represents only 7% of our group sales. We do have, composites used in defense programs, which helps us to offset some of that reduction. And the defense programs actually are very resilient, if not growing.
Yeah, and how much are you offsetting the challenges with, for example, producing products for the healthcare industries and other industries related to COVID?
Yeah, we have, almost 1/3 of our portfolio which have been extremely resilient, and somewhat offsetting the headwinds from aero, auto, and oil and gas or construction segments. And these resilient markets include healthcare, as you mentioned, Naira, agro-food, home and personal care, and electronics, which really, have been resistant during the crisis. Healthcare has obviously been growing for us, right? It's a diverse sector. We can find us in hemodialysis, for example, for dialysis session, for purifying their blood. We are in packaging for drugs. And also, during this crisis, our surfactants are being used in gels, in tests for COVID-19, right? Or even, being tested for potential vaccines. So we've seen our healthcare, business really growing nicely in the first semester.